To be fair, we really weren't taught it in school. Unless you're classically educated, you probably weren't given a firm understanding of what Western civilization is. I think it's very important as Westerners that we understand what our heritage is and what our culture is. We should understand these things before we just throw them out. And it's very common in the modern day to have moved away. I think in a lot of ways we've very much moved away from what Western civilization traditionally is. And before we do that, before we actually do that, we should firmly consider what has come before us. And I think we should cautiously reform the things that need to be moved forward, not simply throwing everything out. Because Western civilization as a whole has been one of the greatest and one of the most successful civilizations in human history. There's a lot of cultures and a lot of countries in the modern world that are still, well, very much struggling, and there's a lot of reasons for that. But civilization is, and culture and heritage is a very big part of that. So we shouldn't simply throw out Western civilization when it's given us as much success as it has, but we certainly need to continue reforming Western civilization. But to do that, we need to firmly understand what Western civilization is and how we got to the place that we are, instead of simply just trying new things without a basis of what has come before, without understanding what came before us. And I think the great books of the Western world can be a great substitute for that. So that's one reason why I would consider why you might want to get the great books of the Western world, but I'm also going to put some of my critiques to it also. I think there's a lot of things that I'm going to critique, and there's a lot of things that I really like. So these would just be things that I would consider before you consider buying it or not buying it. Right now I'm holding the first volume in the original 1952 edition. I believe the later 1990 edition doesn't have this, but it's actually a very solid read. And it just talks about what the great books of the Western world is. Now, the great books of the Western world starts, and it's chronologically ordered, but